Generation Cowboys and Sports Talk. My dad, my partner, my co-host, Cowboy Joe 64.
I am your father.
Just to get the Cowboys 2 good games to hopefully understand that they need to go receiver and go high with this next pick.
Yeah, yeah, that's really what this is gonna be about.
All right, you looking live at Father and Son Cowboys and Sports Talks, also known as Fastcast. You're looking at uh, Jules, aka DJ. I tell you what, and I'm joined with my co-host, my dad, Cowboy Joe, also known as Cowboy Joe 64, on Twitter and on Facebook and everywhere else. And so we're live with another video. You want to say what's up to everybody before we jump into it?
What's up, everybody? And appreciate you guys joining. So we're gonna do a couple things off the jump. So we got 3 state high school basketball champions here in the Metroplex. So we got the Trojans of Madison High School, where our dad went to school at, and then we got the Kimball Knights, also state champions in basketball. That's where my line brother coach, the legendary coach Paul Graham, was an assistant, and he was in a DISD for a long time. Never got a state title, so he went back as an assistant coach there. He's been also doing some things at SOC, but Kimball won state, and then Carter, our very own Carter Cowboys, won state basketball. So shout out to all 3 schools. So want to do that.
And we had a clean sweep. I think that we all played Houston teams too. I think we got a clean sweep on them this year. But shout out to all of the Dallas Metroplex teams that won, and shout out to all the Houston teams too. Shout out to all the Dallas teams that won. Dallas has become a epic center for athletes, basketball and football. I mean, a lot of 9 times out of 10, the last few years, the top athletes have been from Dallas. So, our cousin Colin Simmons, he was the #1 athlete. He's right out of Dallas. So shout out to Dallas. We doing our thing. And then and also in the city is populating too. Dallas is becoming one of the most vacated spots, like a vacation spot, and it's also become one of the most migrated to cities in the past few years. So shout out to our city doing big things. I mean, the infrastructure looks amazing. I pass it every day. Man, it's just for the insiders, people that live in the city. Man, my whole life on 75, on 30, getting into 75, my whole life, the street San Jacinto is a very popular street in Dallas. It goes like into Deep Ellum, and they removed the bridge from San Jacinto from going 30 into downtown. They removed that bridge. So one day we was riding through there. So I take my son to school. I go that way every morning, and I go that way to work every morning. I'm just riding through there, and I'm just like, man, something is off. Something is weird. Something's going on. And then my son pointed it out. My son was like, look at the bridge. So the construction people literally took the bridge, this section of the bridge, and the east side of the bridge and the west side of the bridge, and they took the bridge and they set it on the side of the freeway before they demolished it or took it wherever they was going to take it. So that bridge has been there my whole life, and for it not to be there now, driving through there, I mean, it just looks so weird, but it looks so good because it opens up downtown, so you can clearly see downtown from where you couldn't see it before. So that means that, and they're building condos and sky rises right there on 30. So you're going to be able to see condos from the opposite side of the freeway now. You're going to be able to see downtown. You can see downtown now from the opposite side, over off Lamar, off of over there on that side, Lamar. I think it's whatever, it's a hotel over there, and it's a nice area over there where the police station is, but you can see downtown now, which is like amazing. Then they're building condos right there, so that's gonna be a hot spot. because it's right outside of downtown. The police station is right there. It's gonna be safe. They building up everything over there. So shout out to Dallas. And they got approved to move Lou Stare Justice Center too. So it's gonna be removed within the next, I think they said 2036 is gonna be removed. So all of that area down there is gonna be riverfront properties, and it's going to be riverfront properties, businesses, uh athletic centers, all of that good stuff is going to be on that side. So finally, across from American Airlines, right up in there where and off industrial and all of that is going to be nice. It's going to make downtown look whole from both sides. So that's just like, that's amazing. And they're doing the Trinity River project. It got approved. So we're gonna have like a corridor. We're gonna have like a river walk
Hmm.
right there. When our whole life, my whole life, there has never been the Trinity River has been like a, we always look at it in a negative light. Where they finna bring it up, it's always been like a dirty river. Where they finna clean it, and so it's finna be nice throughout that area down there. And if you from Dallas, you can just imagine how it's gonna be going into downtown and going over the river when the river goes around downtown. And so once that happens and you see it's just gonna be. I mean, to me, Dallas has always been one of the prettiest skylines. You know, when you coming into the city, when you live in like Austin, when you go to Austin and go to Houston, and you come into the city, when you see the skyline, it's just like a feeling that I can't explain. When you see your home skyline and it just looks so good, and the ball and the Omni, well, they finna expand on that, so that's gonna be dope. But speaking of Dallas, we was talking about. I named the show Dallas Cowboys drafting defense. There was a trade. I want to know why people are not talking about this. So Miami traded Jalen Waddle to Denver, which is really a good deal for both teams. I don't really understand where Miami going with this, because I mean, to me, if you're gonna
Yeah.
trade Jalen Waddle, if you're gonna get rid of Tua, then you should be trying to get rid of A Chain too. But they say they're not. So I'm trying to figure out what they doing with that. And then I'm trying to figure out why people whiskers on and eyebrows aren't going up to notice that Miami never takes a first round. Now they have the pick in front of us, right? So maybe that pushes a defensive player back to us, because maybe they'll take a wide receiver. But why isn't nobody thinking about them taking them asking to trade for Pickens? Well, why,
Mm.
I'm thinking that they would do that. Why would they? I mean, I'm thinking that I mean, wouldn't they ask to trade for Pickens and give us that pick? We would have two back-to-back picks.
I don't think at this point, they're not asking for Pickens or thinking about that because they probably just think he's not available. I'm assuming, but there was a big trade, and there is some talk that that trade is going to help us. It's going to push somebody down to us. Right now, they got Miami taking Carnell Tate at 11, so that might make sense. But I don't think Pickens is probably going to be someone that teams are looking at. I haven't heard anything about people looking at Pickens. Hey, so I want to go back, and I forgot to do this. So we want to talk about our show. So we finally made it over 300 subscribers. So we want to talk about that. That's a real big deal for us. So this channel we started, father and son, Cowboys and sports talk. So I think we're doing something that's kind of different from other content creators, the father and son thing. So it's really a big, you know, event for us to go over 300, and we're gonna be doing some things that get even more subscribers. So just shout out to you for starting the channel, and we made it over 300 subscribers. So that's a celebratory type thing for us. We did it the organic way. We didn't do anything crazy to get subscribers. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we shot over 300 too. It wasn't like, it was like a rush. It's like we literally like shot over 300. It was like one day we was at two something, and then the next day we was at like three something. And we've been climbing ever since. So our last show did really good. And so I guess people are just tuning in, and people are seeing our faces, and we're getting familiar with everybody. And so we're gonna just keep it going, and we're gonna keep it coming. And like I said, it's a lot of things that's in store that's gonna come up in the next couple months that we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be reading. I'm not gonna be rebranding the brand, but I'm gonna be making some strides, and some stuff that I'm thinking about doing is coming to a, because the rubber's meeting the road on it, so to speak. So a lot of things about to change. And
Finish that video, hopefully.
yeah, finish the video that we're making, and then my environment is gonna change. How we do content is gonna change a little bit, so it's gonna be going
And
up.
and I'm gonna do. I'm still gonna redo my background. I don't like the way it looks. It looks kind of funny to me. So go ahead and talk about that trade. I'm gonna come back. I'm just gonna change it.
Yeah, so the trade, I like the trade that they did, Miami did. I mean, I think it's gonna push one of the players down to us. And I mean, man, we got some really good picks coming up. I mean, we can pick. I mean, like, you got Mesidor out there, you got Bain that they think might fall to us, you got McCoy that they think might fall to us, you got, well, McCoy, I wouldn't pick McCoy that early, me personally, but he might be there. You got Mansour Delane, he might be there. Really, what everybody's been talking about is us taking CJ Allen at 20, and that's really interesting. He didn't run on his pro day, he didn't do the 40 and none of that stuff. So, but CJ Allen is a game changer to me. I think, I mean, if I had to have and I got to talk about Thieneman. Dylan Thieneman is nice. No, I really been doing my research, and so right now,
On Thieneman.
yeah, I like Thieneman, man. I like his game, man. I like how he play. He just off the wall. He one of them players that knock himself out trying to tackle.
So you would be
Uh,
okay with him at 12?
I would love him
It's
at
not a
12.
reach.
Mm-mm. I think he'd be good at 12. Nah, he'd be good. I mean, he's the next best thing after Caleb Downs at safety, and he's a game changer. Look like he's a student of the game. He always in the right place. He never give up on the play. You want somebody like that with a motor on your team. So if we had to take him at 12, I wouldn't be against that. Uh
What's his speed?
I don't know what his 40 time was. I couldn't find it, but
I think he ran a good one.
he's a baller. You know what I'm saying? He a baller for sure. So I would take Thieneman if I had to. No cap. And then out of my first two picks, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm seeing, A and B at pick 12 would be Thieneman or Kenyon Sadiq. That's all the people that I think is gonna be there.
Yeah.
And those are the players that I would take A and B right now at
They're
this
not
moment.
taking Sadiq.
They not, but I would if he was there at 12 and I got totally wiped out. 20. Let me close this door real quick. And then with 20, CJ Allen, he didn't do a pro day. He didn't run a 40. And everybody is saying that might be like a red flag for him. Because and then they're also saying that CJ Allen, that he looked faster in 2024 than he did in 2025. And now you have starting to see rumors about, like, well, what's going on? Why did that happen? Why is he not running a pro day? So everybody's about to backing up on him. But I did watch Mesidor and Bain, and combined, I do see what people saying about how Mesidor fits Christian Parker's scheme better. And I kind of would have to agree after watching both of them. So let me do that real quick.
Yeah, so I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. Okay, I guess he's trying to close the door. But yeah, I'm wondering where Bain fits in our scheme too. So we'll kind of let him get back going here.
Yeah, but after
you
watching,
hear me now?
Yeah,
So you think Mesidor is a better fit?
yeah, I do.
So why is he a better fit than Bane in your opinion?
Just the position that he plays, I feel like he could play inside, and I feel like Bane is. I guess Bane would be more of a player that we already have, so to speak. Um, I don't know. I feel like I feel like Mesador just to me he pops off the screen more. To me, I can see him playing all three positions. I can see him playing on the edge. I can see him playing in the middle of the defense. I can see him lining up over in between that the A gap, if that's what you want to call it. So I just think that Mesador is a better fit. If I had to choose between the two, I would rather have him.
Mm. Well, I think a lot of people have Bane rated higher, but that's understandable. I think Messidor is going to be there. I think if you want to take him at 20, if we stay at 20, he's going to be there. I don't have no doubt about that.
Mhm.
Bane, I'm not even sure he'll make it to 12, but if he does, it's kind of weird. I probably would take Bane at 12. I think you can take Messidor. So who would you rather have? Well, I think you've already answered it. You would have Thieneman over Bane. A lot of people wouldn't probably have Thieneman over Bane, but yeah.
Mm,
So what do you think Thieneman fits in with the new guys that we brought in from the? Is it Jalen Thompson?
Jalen Thomas or
Jalen
Tom? It
Thomas.
might be Thompson. Yeah.
So you'll just kind of fit him in with. So you rebuild in a safety room if you go Thieneman, which is fine.
Well, if you go Thieneman with Jalen Thompson or Thomas, whatever his name is, I'm finna find out. But if you go him and Thieneman, well, Jalen Thompson. Well, if you go Thieneman and Thompson, now you probably go from the worst safety room in the league to probably like top 5 off top.
Then you got Locke and
Yeah,
you've
they
got
just
the
they are
other
just
young man they drafted. They signed from where was he at? The corner, smaller guy. I kind of like the way he plays. He's probably kind of like a poor man's Jordan Lewis. So, but yeah, I think if you bring Thieneman in, you totally rebuilding your safety room, that's what they need to do. There's just no question about it. They need to redo this safety room, get it up to standards.
Kobe Durant.
Kobe Durant, yeah. So I think Thieneman will be a great addition. I think at 12 is kind of high, but if the board may just fall that way.
Mhm.
It's a possibility that Delane. We'll do a couple mock drafts here, but Delane is possibly getting to you. I think Mel Kiper had us taking McCoy. It was Mel Kiper or the other draft expert, and supposedly Jerry has said that they don't want to draft any red shirt players. So,
He
but
did. He said that.
we'll see. I mean, it's McCoy is gonna have his pro day. We'll see what he looks like, but I know you like him. You're not happy about the injury part, but he might fall to 20. Then you can, but yeah,
It
that'll be
depends
a
on if
good.
CJ Allen is there or another player that we haven't that doesn't have an injury history is there. No, but
I like CJ Allen.
thinking of CJ Allen is a baller. Thinking about Mesidor, I mean, I'm looking at his metrics. He had a higher pressure percentage than Bane, and he dropped back in coverage more than Bane too. He dropped back in coverage 64 times in one season. So it says that Mesidor has a unique ability to drop back into coverage, and he's done so 64 times in one season, proving his skill set beyond just rushing the passer. And it says he's the more NFL ready player. It says Ruben Bain is more has a raw upside, but Mesidor is viewed as the more NFL ready player, and it says that he has a higher pressure percentage than Bain, and it says that he has a 30% pass rush win rate compared to Bain's 23. So yeah, a lot of those things are the reason why you would probably want to go with Mesidor, because it's just like he fits more of Christian Parker's scheme, especially with the fact that he can drop into coverage. That's saying a lot. That's bringing more than one dynamic to that player, to that position. And everybody knows the Christian Parker's scheme is all about uh it's all about disguise. Basically, they're gonna line up the same exact way every time, but when the ball is snapped, now they go into a different look. And if you have somebody like Bane, you know he's rushing the passer every single time. But if you take Mesidor and put Mesidor in that same spot, you don't know what Mesidor gonna do. You don't know if he gonna rush the pass or if he gonna cover the flat. If he gonna cover the middle of the field, you have no idea. So um, that's the reason why everybody is kind of saying that he fits Christian Parker's scheme better. Is because he's a more versatile player.
Yeah, for me, I'd have to look at would I prefer Messidor or CJ Allen? I probably would go CJ Allen myself, and that's kind of just the way I see it. But yeah, we got a lot of time to check these players out and see where everybody falls. But I do like the way it seems like Christian Parker is getting his guys, the guys that he wants, and so that's good to see. I think they're gonna kind of let him kind of do a few things here to get himself off to a good start and see how this thing kind of comes together there for him.
I mean, they kind of got to. They ain't got no choice. I mean, they ain't got no choice but to let this dude rock out. I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna, you had the worst defense in the league last year. You gotta give the reins of that to someone else. You can't just sit back and do the same thing. And the Cowboys don't, Steven and Jared, they don't want to take the blame for this. We learned that. Uh, we learned that a couple of years back that it isn't that Jared and them, they want the credit when it's good. They don't want the credit when it's bad. When the credit is bad, they looking for somebody to put it off on. So they coming off the top rope, letting you know, no, our coach is just running this here, and we giving it all to them. Now, when they do good, Jerry and Steven will come back and say, well, yeah, we opened up the books for him. We busted the budget for him. That's what we did. That's what we did. Woo,
Hmm.
woo. But eh, but if it all fails, you know what I'm saying? They gonna say, well, I'm talking about. We didn't hear them say nothing about Matt Eberflus, but when it was over, they was dogging Matt Eberflus. But the whole season, they were like, well, he's a good coach. He's gonna turn it around, and this is our guy.
Right.
And I
Right.
was responsible for
Hmm.
bringing him in, and whoop de whoop de whoop. But that last game or two, and after that, they was dogging him. Like the Joneses, they was just like, man, look, uh, it didn't work out. He was bad, and we got to go another direction. And I mean, they didn't hold no punches back. We go in another direction, and Shotty played it right too. Shotty was just sitting back like, hey, what y'all gonna do? Is y'all gonna let me? What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna let me? Y'all gonna let me do this or what? Is what y'all gonna do? And then that's what they did. Even Dak, even the players was just like, I mean, hey man, I mean, what we supposed to do? I mean, I can't, I can't play. We can't be successful when we got the
Yeah.
worst defense in the league. I mean, what's happening with that? So I mean, when you got Dak saying stuff like that, it's like, okay, yeah, well, y'all ain't got no choice but to just go ahead and go all out and do what y'all should have done years ago. So, like I said, when the Cowboys do good things happen. It's just, our bottom line is getting to the playoffs, and with the way that Dak and the rest of the offense played last year, if we would have just had a okay defense, we would have made the playoffs. We almost made the playoffs with the worst defense in the league. So the addition of Christian Parker, you already, there's this question going around: is the Cowboys defense better today than it was at the end of the season? Well, I mean, that's like a no-brainer. That's almost unfair to ask because, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, you got a Yoda in the building now. You got somebody that with a great reputation. You know what I'm saying? What are the odds that Christian Parker gonna come in and fail? What are the odds? What are the odds? That would be a total shocker to everyone. So it's gonna look good, and they're gonna be good. We
Yeah.
gotta make it through the season.
So I was going to tell you something that was interesting was we finding out that Rashawn Gary took a pay cut, which is kind of weird. A lot of times agents don't like that. And I think Terrence Steele, they did something with his deal to where he's maybe going to get less. So that was two moves that I thought were kind of weird that those players agreed to that. But so
Well,
what does that mean for Rashawn Gary? He's coming in playing, making less. What is that going to look like for him?
well, he was overpaid to begin with, and so when
Man,
you have
yeah,
when you have an overpaid player like that, and his production, you know, the production went down. The Green Bay owed him like a lot of money, like 20 million or something like that, 20 million plus. So when you have a player like that, his production's going down, you overpaid him to begin with. It's one of those kind of contracts like they did with Osa. It's just like, why would y'all pay this? Why would y'all pay Osa all this money? And then what I'm saying, he has upside, but it ain't like that. And that's kind of what Rashawn Gary was. Now to us, we're not used to having those type of players on our team. It's just like Tank. Rashawn Gary and Tank, they about the same. They in the same band. You know what I'm saying? If Tank is on the top of the band, Rashawn Gary's in the middle toward the low end, but he's above average. And so they got some really really good defensive linemen over there in Green Bay. Then they added Micah, and they paid him a huge contract. So on top of that, Rashawn Gary just was a cap casualty. If they could have kept him and made him restructure his deal, you know what I'm saying, which they didn't want to do that. The agent didn't want to do that either. But coming to a new team is a different scenario. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you coming to a new team, your role is going to be more, you're going to have a more of an impact than you did in Green Bay and Dallas. And they need to restructure your deal so they can get some more pieces around you. So you going from being just an average player to the OG in the room with the young bucks that's coming through that they going to do. So it's just like, it's just a win-win for everybody. You going to get cut if you don't.
so hopefully they put some stuff in his contract that if he hits certain marks or whatever, he can get some of his money back. I'm assuming that's what they did.
Terrence Steele just lucky to have a job. And he just
Yeah.
and he happy with that because he ain't that type of guy anyway. But you know how these players are. Terrence Steele was one of those guys that he wasn't supposed to be like what he is. You know what I mean? Like he has done great in his career compared to where he started from. And so he wasn't supposed to be the right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. That wasn't in his realm. That wasn't in his reach when he was in college. And so he actually was one of the guys that came into the league and took the advice of the guys like Tyron Smith and those guys and Zach Martin, and he actually benefited from it and got a life changing contract out of the deal. And so when you do that type of thing right there, you know, when the Cowboys come to you and say, "Hey, cutting you, we'll save 15 million." You know what I'm saying? And this is business. Do you feel like you deserve that 15 million? You don't. And so you just gonna restructure that. And you're gonna just restructure that. You want to stay with your dogs, you want to stay with your boys, you want to stay with Dak and them, and you want to bless the team that's blessed you. Because you didn't have to be here. And the Cowboys have stuck by Terrence Steele when us as fans wanted him gone a long time ago. The
Mhm.
Cowboys stuck with him. So no, he owes the Cowboys that. And we did all that talking, all that noise about Terrence Steele. And when it was time to cut Terrence Steele, I was one of the people that I was backtracking on that. And when it came down to the nitty gritty, and it was just like, okay, we need to cut Terrence Steele to save $15 million. I said that all season, and then when it got actually time to do that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to cut Terrence Steele. I want him to
Yeah.
stay right where he at and do exactly what he did last year. So shout out to him.
He plays good when you're running the ball. Where he kind of has some issues is when you throwing the ball 40, 45 times a game.
But I mean,
And
like you said, like you said, and like we always say, who wouldn't have problems if you're doing that? You're not
yeah.
supposed to be doing that. That ain't who he is. Tyron
Mhm.
Smith has problems when you run when you throwing the ball 50 times a game. So that ain't even, that ain't who he is. So we
Yeah.
shouldn't expect him to be that. You know what I mean? So
Well, he was good enough. I think when you look at that, I just kind of go back to that Philly and Thanksgiving game against Kansas City, we were really balanced, and he played good. He didn't have any issues in either one of those games, and I can't remember how he played against Detroit. Uh,
Well,
but
we all played bad against Detroit. Well, Detroit, um, it wasn't the offense's fault. We just got in a shootout with them.
yeah, we couldn't stop him. But we,
Yeah,
we played we played good enough offensively to really win the game, but
we did.
defensively we just
And so
yeah
nobody's card is questioned on offense. I mean, none of those guys this year we can say that nobody on the offense deserved to lose their job this year. Nobody. Everybody
mm,
held it down. I mean, the rookies held it down. Tyler Guyton, he held it down to the most as he could. He got hurt, but the guys that came in behind him, they held it down. I mean, you talking about Dak Prescott going up against the Philadelphia Eagles when it counted, and you talking about him going up against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about performances like that, games that we don't win. You know what I'm saying? Playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? So that's not something that we are known to do. You know what I'm saying? So when the
yeah.
offense, they did their thing this year. We got to tip our hats to Shoddy. We got to tip our hats to Dak. We got to tip, Dak. George Pickens was an All Pro. We got to tip our
And
hats to
CD would have been if he hadn't missed the
man.
games that he did.
And then on top of that, CD came back, and then CD, some of those players, man, like CD, man, the way that he play, it's almost inevitable that he gonna get hurt. Like Micah, the way that, like McCoy, like the way that these guys play, like Micah, the human body is not made to bend and be on go like that. Like just think about it. He's super fast and super strong and super bendy. I mean, your body not supposed to move like that constantly. Something's gonna happen. And with CD don't have no kind of protection limit. He will give his body up, you know, he go up in the ball. He go up to get the ball. He gonna come down on his back. He gonna come down.
Shouldn't be running the ball out of the backfield though.
Shouldn't be running the ball at the backfield. But even if he is running the ball at the backfield, he don't know how to take no hit. And he don't care.
Mm.
Just like Dak. Dak learned how to get down because several times his career was almost ended because he just simply just had no, he had no gauge. His motor was too high. You know what
So
I'm saying? So
I did want to ask you about this. So we had a couple of other transactions. Uh, very odd notes. Been an odd week in some news. One was Jalen Tolbert is no longer with us. So R.I.P. to Jalen Tolbert. No, he's not dead. He went to another team. I shouldn't have said it that way.
yeah, I said
So,
that was kind of
so that wasn't cool. But Jalen Tolbert, I don't even remember what team he went to. With
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
He'll do good with them. And then your guy, I'm having a senior moment. Jonathan Mingo. Cowboys redid his deal or extended him, whatever the case may be, but it was like for $1.5 million.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about this. So you traded a fourth round pick for Jonathan Mingo. He's never started a game for the Cowboys.
I don't think he's ever played a game.
I think he did play kind of at the end of the season, but it's nothing memorable. But so is the media just not going to talk about that whole thing with Mingo, the trade? You gave a fourth round pick for him. That could have been anybody in the draft you could have taken with that. But now he's on the team. And I actually think when they start kind of getting down to business here, I think the rookie is going to be his second year, Holden. I think he's a better player.
I don't know about that. Well, I mean, he might be a better player, but I don't know if he's gonna take Mingo's spot.
Man, I think Mingo. I don't think Mingo is a guaranteed roster spot. I think Mingo is going to be competing with him. Let me say this, and I've been saying this on the OG show. And shout out to B Bird and Big Time Show. I listened to Big Time Show this week. If Jimmy Johnson was a coach, he would go right over to Mingo's locker and say, "This guy right here, Holden, whatever number he is, you battling with him for your spot on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Mingo got on the Joneses. I don't even know how he's here, but I know that our receiver room is set, and he's not on the. He's not one of the pieces.
Yeah,
We got
Flournoy is a
yeah,
three.
yeah. Flournoy is a three, and if it wasn't for George Pickens being like an All Pro number one receiver in the league, because when you do the research on who the number one receiver in the league is, George Pickens is in the top three. It was between George Pickens, Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN, and I think it was one more. It was I can't think of who it was. It was one more,
Man,
but
so who has Pickens up there with those guys?
everybody. If you just Google it, just Google it.
Oh, I mean, I know what Google probably would say, but I mean, it's
He up there. I mean,
I'm still going. Me myself, I'm going Chase, CD, Jefferson. You like Jefferson? Jefferson is your one, but
I mean, I don't know about that. It changes every year, but I mean, I don't know why you couldn't put him up there with him. I mean, what says you not? Why wouldn't you? What do they do better than him?
I can make a good case for him being the fourth or fifth. But I mean, it's just
What does Chase do better than what do Chase and Jefferson do better than George Pickens?
well, Chase is just a better player to me. He's my one.
Is he faster?
I don't
Can
know
he
if he's
catch better?
faster, but
Does he
I mean,
run better routes?
I don't know.
I don't think I don't know. I don't know either. I know last year he didn't. Well, I mean, Joe Burrow situation, but I mean
Yeah,
Pickens, they never had Dak Prescott either. So
but yeah, it's just kind of your own personal thoughts on it. But I just think if I had to put him up there, you got Pickens ahead of AJ Brown.
yeah,
I can't argue that. And if the Eagles trade him, by the way, we're gonna smoke them.
he gonna smoke them without them trading him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was some transaction. I just think that nobody talks about that fourth round pick that they traded for Mingo. It's just not even. It's never brought up. It's typically what happens with the front office. They do these things, and it's like, oh, we're gonna talk about the pie. We're gonna talk about the contracts that you know whatever they do. They don't never talk about the Mingo trade. What was the quarterback we traded for? Uh, he's with the Rams now, I think. Quarterback we made a trade for. He came from San Fran.
Oh yeah, Trey. Ain't that
What
his
was Trey's
name?
last name?
Yeah. He
Anyway,
never.
Trey
Yeah.
Trey is it Trey Lance?
Yeah. So when you
Or
Google, yeah, I mean these guys with these trades, they just obviously don't have a clue what they're doing. So ESPN, you just type in top receivers, wide receivers 2025. ESPN says Jackson Smith and Jigba is number one, Puka Nakua is number two,
I
and
forgot
George
Puka.
Pickens. Yeah, Puka is he a dog. And George Pickens is number three, Jamar Chase is number four, Amon Ra is number five.
Well, that's kind of the one of those things. It's a list. It's just and you Googled it. So is Google and Gronk the same? Grok the same thing?
No, Grok is an AI thing that it's an AI engine for Twitter.
So it's a Twitter thing.
It's a AI thing. It's just for Twitter. It's like Siri for Apple.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about AI and Grok and all of them, but yeah,
Yeah,
I was
hey,
wondering.
listen,
But yeah, it's
we
your
can't.
list. Your list is your list.
Yeah, we can't dispute AI and Grok. I mean, we just can't dispute. It's like
It's
you got
just
to
the
have
old.
the human, but at the same time, I mean, it's just like, I mean,
Yeah, it's just an old school thing. Hey, let's do a mock and a couple of them, and we'll do one.
yeah, let's do a mock, and I do like like remember when Obama was debating Mitt Romney, and Mitt Romney had said something about he said something about the weapons and something about the army, and then Obama was just like, yeah, we also don't have horses and bayonets no more. We also
Mhm.
we use bombers now. We use fighters. That's what we do now. So it's kind of like that with the AI thing. It's like, yeah, you know, it ain't no you don't have to walk around with a calculator no more. You don't have to walk, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do, the math. You can just put the math in the calculator. It's perfect. I mean, it's not gonna get it
Mm,
wrong. So it's like, I mean,
yep.
it's just like if you asked, you know, AI how many countries it is in the world, I mean, it's not gonna be off by one. It's gonna tell you every single country in the world. I mean, it's not gonna be off. I mean, it's just gonna be perfect. If you ask
Yeah.
them, who played the best this last year, it's gonna just look up the stats and say these are the people that played the best. So I mean, uh, and then I look in the NFL, look at the NFL. That was ESPN. I look at NFL, and they got the exact same list.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. If they get the deal done with Pickens, I mean, our offense, it's gonna be terrific. You probably had a 1 and 2 or the 1 and 3 receiver in the NFL. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for sure,
that's
man.
that's gonna prove out.
That's gonna be really, really good. It's gonna be very hard to stop us. And then Flournoy,
Like
the boy,
Illinois,
the
we need a
boy's
number
good.
2 tight end. We need a 1A and 1B tight end team.
And man, that Kenyon Sadiq, he's like a man child.
I mean, if they get smoked, there's nobody there. The phone is not ringing. I'm just not. I just don't think you should take Kedrick Falk, or you shouldn't take. No, you can take Thieneman. Man, I don't know.
I've been trying to make myself like Keldrick Falk, and I think I have done that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like him, including me. But I think he's a. We just saw Caleb Von Chason kind of resurface. Caleb Von Chason. That's who they were going to draft the year that CD fell to him. And Caleb Von Chason has been like on not an egg carton, a milk carton for his whole career. It's like he's just a guy. He's just out there. I don't even know he was still in the league, and he shows up with New England, makes a few plays, and we're going to be playing against him. I think he signed with the Giants or the Commanders. I have no concern about Caleb Chason going up against anybody on our team. So that's what Kedrick Falk is going to be. He's going to be a guy that we're going to be sitting here. We're going to be playing games, and we're not getting any pressure. It's just not a whole lot happening on defense. And Christian Parker is going to be like, I got to figure some things out. And Kedrick Falk is going to be sitting over there like, I'm playing, but he going to be like, nah, bro, I'm not going to sit up here and do this with you. That's exactly what you're going to get if you draft him. We're going to have to blitz more than we want to because he's just not doing anything. That's what he is. So you've been forewarned, Cowboy scouting department, because I don't want to hear it, fam. I don't want to hear nothing about he got to develop and you got to give him time. No,
Nah,
he can get time. Let him go do it in Cleveland, not here.
yeah, he definitely is the weakest one out of all of them.
Yeah, I if I had a choice, if I was just stuck, I would take C.J. Allen. I would take Thieneman. I would take Avion Terrell. I would just take any one of those players over him. And everybody that I just named, Thieneman, Avion Terrell, C.J. Allen, it's so many players that they're just going to play better for us.
On Tankathon.
Messador is better than him.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. Man, they got Messador. They got us taking Keldrick Falk at 20, and they got Messador and Avion Terrell right after that.
Yeah, you just take one of them.
In this scenario that they have on Tankathon, I would reach and get CJ Allen.
Yeah. So let's do a couple of mocks. The sun went down. I got to keep remembering to turn my light on. Let me do that while you. So let's do one with no trades, then we'll come back and do some trades. Let me turn my light on.
This would be a good. This would be a good one right here. I mean, you got. This would be a good one right here.
So what we looking at?
Right now, you got the best on the board. You got Mansour Delane, and your choice is between Mansour Delane and Thieneman.
At 12,
Mm-hmm.
I would take the lane.
Yeah, I probably would too. It would be hard, but I would do it. And
Yeah, I
so,
think they're gonna have Delane rated higher than him, so that's who they would take. So take him, and then we'll just see who's at 20. Then we'll come back and do some trades.
and then right here you got at 20, you got uh man, you got Kenyon Sadiq right there. You got he's the best on the board. Kenyon Sadiq is the best. Got Mesidor next best that we looking at. You got Caden McDonald. You got Concepcion. Oh no, I don't know why I'm talking about him. You got CJ Allen, Colton Hood. So those are the four right there.
For your,
Kenyon
for your
Sadiq,
20th pick,
yeah. And Mesidor is right there. So that's probably who they would go with.
yeah, they would go Messador.
Me, I would take Kenyon Sadiq, but they'll take
Yeah.
Mesidor. And then I think we're gonna go all the way to round 3.
3, then 4, yeah.
And I don't really know these players right here, down here.
Third round,
Yeah.
who's the highest rated player?
Davison.
Sadiq was still there?
At
Wait, no,
20.
he's gone.
Yeah. Davison.
So we're in the third round now, right?
Yep.
Who's the highest rated player?
His name is Davison Igbinosun. Don't know these guys. I would look at the running back from Penn State. You know, the Cowboys have not drafted a running back worth
That's the
drafting.
third round right there.
Yeah.
So where's the running back rated on here?
He's rated 94. You know.
And we're at 79.
No, we're at 92.
Oh, we're at 92.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your highest rated players there?
His name is Davison Igbinosun. He's a cornerback from Ohio State. But we already took Mansour Delane.
So you want to go running back here if he's up there?
Yeah, I would. Running back. You got Bryce Lance as a wide receiver from North Dakota State. Then you got a tackle from Penn State up here. Max Clare is the Ohio State tight end.
I would grab the runner.
Yeah, me too. So we grab the runner. Then I think we got a pick in round 4. And I would take I don't know, none of these guys.
Who's the highest rated?
His name is Takario Davis. He's a cornerback. We already got a cornerback. The next is Brian Parker the second. He's a center from Duke. The next one is Isaiah World from Oregon. And then you got another running back from Wake Forest.
Any safeties?
Nah, you got an edge from Michigan. Nah. Linebacker from LSU.
What's his name?
Harold Perkins.
That's what we would take. I've been hearing a lot about Harold Perkins. I might have taken Harold Perkins in there. So he's there in the 4th.
So yep.
That's your pick. Yeah, just grab him. So who we got?
So
that'll be a great draft.
Yeah, it would be a great draft. Got Mansour Delane, Akeem Mesidor, Katron Allen, and then Harold Perkins.
Yeah, that would be a terrific draft. Let's do we can do a couple more where you trade down. Trade at 12.
Let's do one more.
That'd be cool if Delane falls. And you get
man, this is crazy right here because they got pick 12 and they want you to fall back and take 13 and 93. But Jeremiah Love is right there. So then you got with the Eagles, they want to trade pick 12 and 92 and give you 23, 54, and 68. I wouldn't do that. Then they got pick 12 for pick 17 and pick 50. That's enticing.
So you're gonna take Love?
Yeah, I would go with the first trade and see if I can get Love out of that. And if I don't, I would just get Mansour Delane. So I'm gonna accept that and reject the rest. And then I got Jeremiah Love. And
at 13.
At 13. Now you got Keldrick Falk, Avion Terrell, Caden Proctor. Where my linebackers at? Let's see.
CJ Allen is not available.
CJ Allen should be available. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's further on down the list. So let's see what the trades are. You got they want you to trade back from 20 and pick up 32 and 64. Then they want you to trade with Green Bay, pick 20 and 218 for 52, 84, and 120. They ain't doing that. So I mean, on this one right here, I mean, they want to trade you pick 20 for pick 32 and 64. I would gamble on that and go ahead and take that. See if I can't
So
get
you're going from 20 to 32?
And yeah, you picking up 64. So I would take that, and I would be shooting for Akeem Mesidor or CJ Allen with my 32nd pick.
They're gonna be gone, but go ahead and take it.
Okay, so they are gone.
So now you're at 32. Who's available?
Oh, well, I know who I'm taking. They got Caden McDonald, KC Conception, Christian Miller, and Colton Hood. So you take Colton Hood. Oh, and they got Jacob Rodriguez right there.
You take Rodriguez.
I think you take Colton Hood.
Well, I'm taking Rodriguez over him.
Well, yeah. Well, let's take Rodriguez. And then let's see what we got else. What else we got? And then that's a no good scenario. Then we're gonna just reject
just
those.
pick the rest of the way. What's our next pick?
64 and 92 is next, and so we don't know none of these people. Oh, Josiah Trotter is there. I would take him. That's Jeremiah Trotter's son.
So now you got 2 linebackers. Because you got Rodriguez too.
Yeah. Our linebacker room right now is pretty empty.
So what's our next pick?
92. So yeah, we gotta take the linebacker or a running back.
I thought you already made the pick.
No, I'm gonna make it. So I did Trotter, and now we got 92, and let's see, Jadarian Price. I heard he was real good.
Where does he play?
Running back.
Okay, go ahead and take him.
Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, I know Price.
Yeah.
Who else is available?
Eli Stowers, tight end from Vanderbilt. Max Clare, we keep seeing his name. Katron Allen is there again. Takario Davis again. So out of this list right here, I would take this Max Clare guy.
Tight end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if he's what kind of tight end he is, but
what's our next? We got one more pick.
Yeah. And then this is gonna be Brennan Thompson, wide receiver from Mississippi State, Hezekiah Masses.
Have we taken a running back yet?
Yeah, we took Price.
Oh, okay, yeah. So any safeties?
No, I don't see any. Harold Perkins is there.
Oh, I would take Harold Perkins. I would take. So we have 3 linebackers then, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Garrett Nussmeier is there.
No.
Yeah, the safety from Zakee Wheatley from Penn State.
That's who we take.
All right. And I think that's it. And so our draft will be Jeremiah Love, Jacob Rodriguez, Josiah Trotter, Jadarian Price, Max Clare, and Zakee Wheatley. That's like an A++ draft.
Yep.
So that's what I would do right there. Your linebacker room would be your defense will be totally flipped at this point, and your offense would have gotten better, like times 2, because you got 2 of the best running back. You're gonna have 3 of the best running backs in the. You got Jeremiah Love. Yeah, like when how you may always say when you step off the bus. You're gonna have to see Pickens, CD, Jeremiah Love, and Jadarian Price. You're gonna have to see all three. You're gonna have to see all of them, and that's not gonna be good for any team. And then when you're on our defense, you got to go through Jacob Rodriguez, Josiah Trotter, and you got to go through uh the new safeties room, the new cornerback room, and our new defensive line. Yeah, it'll be hard to. We'll be a
Yeah.
so
All right.
yeah. So that's it.
Go
So
ahead
we
and
gonna
wrap
go
with
ahead and
that.
wrap. Hey, Kels, we getting ready to wrap, and yeah. So I got to figure out how to get our thing back on the algorithm that it was last week. But we good. Shout out to Kels and shout out to everybody that came through and that was watching today.
Kels is on there.
Yeah, Kels just
Tell
came.
Kels I got a question for her.
She can hear you.
I want to know.
Oh,
in 20
go
oh, she
ahead. My bad.
gone? What?
No, she's not gonna. Go ahead.
She not?
No.
Oh, okay. I ask her next time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you can just ask her, and then she can just respond to you.
I want to know in 2016 who made the decision to stick with Dak. Was it Jason Garrett or was it Steven and Jerry?
That's a good question. I don't think I know my answer, but
I'm gonna get her to answer that at some point.
they should have stuck with Romo. Well, no, she just responded, so she's watching currently. So she'll. Okay, there she goes. She's responding right now. So let's see what she says before we log off.
Twenty sixteen.
Go ahead, ask the question again.
So, Kels, in 2016, Tony Romo was ready to come back after game like 10, I believe, and he wanted to come back and start. So, who decided to stick with Dak? Was it a Jason Garrett call or was it Steven and Jerry?
Man, if they would have been if was a fifth, we always say if was a fifth with the Cowboys, but boy, if they would have came back and let Tony Romo do his thing, they could have even let him come back after halftime at Green Bay. They could have just let him come back and do something. Like, come on, man, that would have made that would have been like one of the craziest things in football history. And out comes Tony Romo at the halftime.
Yeah.
After, you know what I mean? But Jason put she already answered. She said
What's that?
Jason pushed for it. Better we needed a backup. Dak was one of their top picks. Jason pushed for it. Because
So it was Jason Garrett's decision to stay with Dak.
She said Jason pushed for it because we needed a backup. Dak was one of their top picks.
No. We're asking you, Kels, when Tony Romo was ready to come back and play and take over the starting position after his injury, he was ready to play. He asked Jason Garrett to make him the starter, but someone decided to stick with Dak. So who made that decision? Was it Jason Garrett or was it the front office?
You remember how Tony Romo was sitting on the sideline looking all mad and he wouldn't help Dak and he was sitting at the end of the bench and it was just like
he didn't help him at all. But no, he went to Jason Garrett's office and told him he was ready to play.
That's right.
And Jason Garrett decided to.
Well, somebody decided that Dak was gonna ride it out.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, no, we don't. Dak already got the locker room.
And I believe that part.
They said somebody about a meeting or somebody about a party or something at somebody's house and they didn't invite him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll expand on it next time.
All right. So we appreciate y'all coming in and showing out for us as usual. We had a lot of viewers on this video too. So we appreciate y'all. We're going to get ready to sign off. We got some things we got to take care of. So we'll be back later this week. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Help us get into this algorithm with these Cowboys. And it's never a dull moment in Cowboys fandom. So we appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.